deliberated for 25 hours. Obviously, we're disappointed. We put in just a ton of time and money and effort on this. The judge did a great job. The defense did a great job.
Stay still.
It was. I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you it was disappointing.
What's next? Yeah, what's next? Will you retry those two charges?
I'm going to go through a process.
What's your viewpoint on the right?
I'm going to go through a process where we
God.
will analyze whether or not there's a probability of success at trial, and if I think we can win, we'll retry the case.
Are you going to poll the jury to find out what they were hung up on?
Did they tell you anything? Have you talked to them?
No, we have not talked to them. We have not talked to them.
Is it possible, Joe, to move forward on a lesser charge? Or
No.
try to get a plea on a lesser charge?
No. I can tell you this, and what we do know is that they were leaning towards acquittal on the murder. They were leaning toward conviction on the voluntary manslaughter, but they just couldn't come to an agreement on.
So you were so sure. I mean, you said this is murder. You've never charged and got an indictment for a cop for murder. You really believed in this case, and you said beforehand, this is something that's going to stay with you. That was before this verdict.
Right.
What did you mean by that?
I still think it's murder, and I think that we proved it. You know, people, you're asking 12 lay people to try to make sense of very complicated legal instructions and things like that. We're going to look at what we did in this trial and make an assessment. And again, I've told you guys this before, we have to decide whether or not we have a probability of success at trial if we would retry it. And I hope to have that assessment done by November 28th so we can report back to Judge Shanahan.
What does it tell you now? What does it tell you now?
I don't have.
Joe, let me ask you this. What do you say to those people who feel like this is a significant step forward, regardless, hung jury or not, for justice? Had there not been a body cam, we may not even be at this point. There are people that feel that way. What are your thoughts?
I can tell you categorically, if we did not have that body cam, there would not have been charges filed. That's just the reality of the situation.
So what does that say to you about how we've evolved?
I mean, I hope that the use of body cams becomes, much more in this county. Clearly, it was the heart of the case. Now, did we employ it correctly in terms of convincing a jury? We convinced a lot of them, but not enough.
Joe, there were some people that suggested that perhaps you overcharged. I've heard that in the community, that you overcharged. Murder was too strong, voluntary manslaughter, reckless homicide, or negligent homicide might have been better. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't know if you all remember Judge West, but when this indictment came down, he was the presiding criminal judge, and we asked Judge West to come over and advise the grand jury as to potential charges, and those are the ones they returned.
What will you say to the DuBose family when you talk to them today?
Well, I've been talking to them through the whole trial.
Just today, after this.
Well, I'll answer their questions, but if you all talk to the DuBose family, I think you'll find that they were very impressed with the presentation that the prosecution did in this case and the effort everyone put forward. I had.
Would you like to see a second Allen charge?
No, it was. They weren't moving. It was obvious they weren't moving.
What do you want to say to the people of Hamilton County?
What can you say to the community right now?
Well, I think people need to recognize how much effort went into this case by the state of Ohio, and hope that everyone just take a deep breath and understand that we're going to come to a conclusion about a potential retrial, and that'll be done by the 28th of November.
Okay, Joe.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh. Okay, Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Deters, Lisa and Mark, if you're still with me, you heard what he had to say. Possibility of a retrial remains, hopes to have that determination made by November the 28th, so in a few weeks from now we would likely know more. Said the jurors were leaning more toward acquittal on the murder charge and more toward a likely voluntary manslaughter. It seemed to Joe Dieter seeming to suggest that there were a majority of jurors who felt the voluntary manslaughter charge appeared to be appropriate. But again, we don't know those exact numbers. That'll be part of the process going forward. He'll try to canvass that jury, get a sense of exactly who was feeling which way and what the numbers were. And presumably those numbers, once you have it, if it was 10-2 for acquittal or 10-2 for conviction or 9-3 either way, that would likely play into his decision-making as he thinks about how to proceed. So, Mark and Lisa, I just want to make sure, can you hear me right now? I'm having a bit of a tough time here in the courthouse, but